Hey, what's up, Yorkshire fam? Welcome back. Hey, it's time for another reaction, and tonight I'm going to be doing something that someone's asked for specifically. This is Steeplejack FRED DIBNAH takes down a massive chimney brick by brick, BBC Archive. Now, I have heard of this before. I've seen it like pop up in recommendations. A lot of people react to this, and it always has lots of views. So there must be something to it. But before we get into it, just a quick announcement, especially for the people on Patreon. I've just added 2 more box sets to the collections. The Super Short Series box set and the Movie Reactions box set. So now you can just go onto the box sets and find all my short film reactions from the Super Short Series. So, you know, I'm just showing you. You need to go watch that. Game changer. Probably the best short film I've ever seen, or one of them. Snakebite was okay. That was good. Pommel. And also my movies. All the movies I've done. So there's that one, Stand By Me, Wonder, Jackass, Grown Ups, hilarious, The Equalizer, and The Dirt. So now you can get these in one easy to find place. You don't have to go scrolling through all the content to find a specific thing. So I've just made it easier for you to find those now, as well as Gimme, Father Ted, Mind Your Language, Still Game. I'll just try to make it easier for you guys, because you shouldn't be wasting all that time just trying to find something. So there you go. Also, you can access this entire series, the Super Short Series, by joining the $2 a month tier. And the Movie Reactions box set, there's some here that are accessible in the lower tiers, but I can't remember which. So if you join the $3 a month or higher tier, you're pretty much guaranteed to get them all, I think. But there's some in the lower tiers. But anyway, there's that. But that's pretty much it. So yeah, let's check this out. I'm looking forward to this.
It's not so pleasant on a Monday morning, and it's cold and wind's blowing, and you look up like, you know, and you
He's a
think,
northerner.
oh, good God, you know. So this year it's been windy nearly every day. I don't think we've had above a month when the weather's been really decent. It's either been blowing a force 9 or raining, or, you know.
Welcome to Yorkshire, or wherever this guy's from. Well, welcome to England, basically.
Either been blowing a force.
Welcome to Britain.
Force 9 or raining, or, you know, snowing or freezing cold. So you suffer.
You suffer.
Some days might be bloody awful on the floor, you know, and then you set off up the ladder and go through the fog, and it's like being in an aeroplane. You can see all the chimney stacks and towers and church steeples and hills outside of town sticking up through all this cloud, and sun shining up above. Beautiful.
Is he literally just climbing that? Free climbing that?
Sort of. My camera's never worked right though when that's been about, you know. And you can see when the rain's coming, you know, half an hour before it comes, it's on its way. You can see, you know, miles and miles. Summer's best when sun's shining, you know, and everybody down below's all sweating away inside, and you were up there and a nice cool breeze blowing, you know, beautiful. It's something strange. Once you've started, you get like addicted to it. You just live it, you know, like day and night. Think about it, talk about it. Some days you don't want to go. You know, how the hell did I start this job, you know? But
that'd been me every day. I wouldn't go. I mean, in this era, no way would I do this job. Climbing a chimney that tall, no safety equipment whatsoever. You're literally just climbing up the ladder. No way. I won't climb a ladder 10 feet in the air. Never mind this tall. I don't trust ladders at all. Jesus Christ! I mean, look at the tiny things that hold this ladder onto this thing. I wouldn't trust them. No way would you catch me doing this. Wow, this guy has balls of steel. 1979, yeah, there's no health and safety in them days.
Well, you know, how the hell did I start this job, you know?
Jesus.
But once you've got cracking like it, well, I always feel...
I mean, the only thing that was holding him on, he just put his leg through the hole in the ladder and then down, and that's it. Wow, that... So your only safety equipment is you, basically, is one of your legs. I mean, it used to work when we were kids, when we used to dangle off things. You know, if we put his legs over it and then put his foot underneath something, it'd hold us onto it, but this is a different level. Wow.
But once you've got cracking like it, well, I always feel that, you know, when I'm really putting big pile of stagings up round top of a chimney, you know, like when I've got it all up,
Briar.
you know, it's a work of art, you know.
Briar Lilac. Does anybody know where this is? Does it say in the description? Or is it literally just Lancashire? Yeah, Lancashire. So he's not that far away from me then. I mean, it's literally just over there. Burnley, isn't it? Is it Lancashire? Burnley, isn't it? Like, yeah, Burnley. I can see when planes are flying over Burnley from my bedroom window. I track them. Because you guys know I'm big into me planes and aviation. Yeah, I track them on Flight Radar. I can literally see them when they're over Burnley and Manchester from my bedroom window on a clear day. So it's from Lancashire, right.
A masterpiece.
Where's this though?
Oh, you know, it's a work of art, you know, a masterpiece.
Oh my god, it's moving! Nowhere. The ladder's moving.
This particular job, I've got the...
I mean, it'd be bad enough if it were a solid fixed ladder, literally welded in, built into the wall, but if it was moving nowhere, no. I just couldn't. Not a chance in hell. No way at all. Wow.
contract for £7,000 to knock it down a brick at once, right down to the bottom.
£7,000 for this job? And that's just for one job?
Well, this particular job, I've got the contract for £7,000 to knock it down a brick at once, right down to the...
I'm going to work it out. 1979, yeah? £7,000. £32,772 for one job. I mean, that's, yeah. It's like, you know, you see them videos like on TikTok and social media. I put one on, I think, on my TikTok. You see them climbing these radar towers and they're above the clouds. But that's, you know, they work like one day a year because they get 100 grand just for climbing up to the top of that to put a new light bulb on it or something. Because of the risk involved, even though these days you've got safety equipment and all that. Mind you, you only see them hooking themselves onto it, something on their belt, that's it. But 32 grand for one job in 1979, that's a lot of money. Or £7,000, it's now 32. So basically he has to work like 5 days a year and he's set for a year, isn't he? But how long's it, well, obviously it's not one day, no, it's going to take you a couple of weeks to bring this thing down brick by brick. But still. But yeah, no. No. I'm getting carried away here thinking about the money. No. Never.
Contract for £7,000 to knock it down a brick at once, right down to the bottom. When I first came to look, bitter cold morning, the wind howling down off the mountains, you know, and I thought, ugh, you know, how come they always send for me in the middle of winter? Anyway, I'd have told the powers that be, like, you know, that I want £7,000, you see.
Oh, he told them?
And I didn't think I'd get the job, you know. Anyway, it turned out that they honoured me with giving it me. Which means that the other fellas wanted a hell of a lot more, you know.
Wow, really? Oh, is he about to pull himself over that? I can't watch. I mean, obviously, he's not going to fall off. He's telling us about it, but it's just watching someone do it and the thought, oh. I mean, it's literally, you know, you just make one wrong move and that's it. Like, I was watching a 9/11 documentary and it was showing, it was a fireman talking about, he was watching someone who was trying to shimmy themselves down the exterior of the building. Like, he was like, he said he looked like he had an invisible rope because he was just lowering himself down. And then the next thing you see, he just loses his grip and falls. Oh, it's awful. You feel sick when you see it. And that's what, you know, things like that's what I see in my mind when looking at this. Just being that high up. And, you know, you grab onto something the wrong way with not enough grip. You're finished. That's it. You're done. Oh, God. Oh, I feel funny. Oh!
The reason for the price were I didn't really want the job. Like, if it had have been a repair job,
Jesus.
which, you know, on average takes, what, a month, 5 weeks, it's not so bad, but...
So £7,000 for a month's work. That's footballer wages. So by today's money, 32 grand. That's probably how much the team that I support, our star players, that's probably their wage for the month then, 32 grand. That's not bad, but still, ugh.
When it comes into months and months, you see, it's a bit different. Furthermore, when there's only like one of you,
yeah,
and such a
he's doing this on his own as well. That's crazy.
Gigantic pile of bricks. You know, you've got to have a stout heart to take it on your own.
Yeah. Oh, Skills Nelson's collar.
The Briar here, there's like too many buildings, you know, to drop the thing.
Just look at the view. I mean, that's just the background. It's not even showing the full view, but you can already see for hundreds of yards in that small. Oh my God! What a man! Fred.
Right here, there's like
Fred's a legend.
Too many buildings, you know, to drop the thing, like, or blow it up.
So that's why, right? I was wondering why they couldn't just, you know, demolish it, controlled demolition. But there's too many buildings around that are still being used. Right, makes sense.
The chairman of Court Halls won't let it be blown up, so I've got to knock it down a brick at once.
Wow. Do they still do this? Obviously, they'll use cranes now, won't they?
Think about how long it's going to take you, you know, you've just got to keep bashing some off. Oh, I've been here too long already, you know, about 3 months and done now, which in my eyes I'm quite disgusted, but the weather's been outrageous, you know, and now we're in with a chance to get something done. Like, we've got everything working according to how it should do, like the chute at the bottom.
Oh, God.
Which you can have a lot of trouble with them if you don't get the plates quite right. They keep getting bunged up and you're forevermore waiting for the bloke at the bottom to clear out the bricks, and you've got to make sure he's out the way, because if you drop one down and it comes shooting out and hits him up back at neck, he's dead.
Yeah.
On the top, like on your own, you get a bit lonely, like, you know, nobody, only the birds about, and occasionally I have a friend who comes round to see me, like, you know, and he has a shin up and we have a bit of a chat, like.
Oh, you have a pal who just joins you at 300 feet in the air to have a chat on his way. Jesus. It's just the casual nature in which he's telling us about this. It's incredible. There's not a single... There's no sense whatsoever of fear in his voice at all. It's just like... It's like listening to a subway worker telling us about making a sandwich. It sounds that casual. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, it must do something, you know. Well, I feel better when I'm doing it.
I'd need a fag and all.
At tea time and demolish a great lump of steak and a big plate of chips, and sort of if you're mucking about pointing round somebody's window frames,
steak
things
and
like
chips.
that. bloody fed up, you know. I'm like, no exciting going on, you know. Nothing to battle with.
Oh, God, just seeing the bricks.
Really, you're dicing with death with a rotten old top on the chimney, you know. There's been a lot of men died fiddling.
I can just tell this guy, he's got a really fun side to him. The way he's talking about it and, you know, just the way he threw that fag butt, he was just like... I love that.
On the chimney, you know. There's been a lot of men died fiddling with them things.
Legend.
I've never fell off a big chimney, you know. You only fall.
I've never fell off a big chimney. Well, yeah, I kind of got that from the fact that, you know, you're still alive. Jesus. Oh, Fred, rather you than me, son.
I've never fell off a big chimney, you know. You only fall off one of them once.
Yeah.
Like. One day, I fell off a pair of steps in a little girl's bedroom and landed on a drilling machine and knocked myself unconscious. And I don't remember much about it, but morning after, I couldn't get out of bed and I had to stay there for 3 weeks, all through falling off a pair of steps.
Wow.
And, you know, that's about the only...
That just puts it into perspective, doesn't it? You know, he hurt himself more falling off, you know, landing on something in a house. He was bedbound for 3 weeks from that than he ever has working on top of a 300-foot chimney. That just, wow, that's amazing.
All through falling off a pair of steps.
A pair of steps.
And, you know, that's about the only injury I've ever done myself.
Wow.
Donald, my labourer...
Is that a rut?
Donald, my labourer down there, he's like a very important man, you see. You've got to have a man who has got a reasonable amount in grey matter. Like here, this noise of these fans going, it's impossible to shout 200 feet. Like, there's no way you can converse with each other.
200 feet?
It more or less runs by...
Still? More
or less habit. The thing is that, you know, he's got a good brain, which is really what you need, you see. You get some young lad, like his heart can be in right place, but if he sees a girl in the office, he wanders away, and sort of when you need him, you know, you look down and he's gone. In the past, like, I've had lots of labourers, you know, some drank rather a lot, sort of led me astray in a way, you know.
Oh, God.
Donald, he's a staunch teetotaler.
Bolton. You know, listening to him, I keep, you know, one name that keeps going through my head. Paddy McGuinness. Yeah. So Bolton, right, makes sense.
So in lots of ways, he's a
sounds like Paddy McGuinness.
Ambassador for me. You see, he keeps me out of the pub.
Keeps me out of the pub. Aye, have a brew, lad. Nice.
Look at that. Something gone wrong with it, Donald.
You've earned that, mate. You've well and truly earned that. Ooh. Nice cup of tea.
Bricks are coming out at all, all right, aren't they?
What we having?
Cheese butties again.
Cheese butties? Not exactly a meal fit for a king. But, well, you know, if it does the job. Someone doing a job like this, though, they deserve a fucking steak dinner waiting for them on a, you know, well-made table with a nice bottle of wine every time he comes down that bloody ladder. What a man. Take my hat off to you, mate, if I had one.
Don't think we'll get a yard a day off.
No. Just about down for June holidays.
Oh, we'll be lucky enough. Get fed up, I keep looking up there, you know.
Back up. Wow.
Well, most steeplejacks I know, people come and say, you're always drunk when he went up, like, you know, sort of. I wouldn't say that I've ever done it drunk, but if you were banging away with a big hammer all day, a few pints, don't do you any harm, it sort of kills the pain. There's no doubt about that, sort of I've had characters work for me who, in the morning at 9 o'clock, like, they were got the shakes and sort of hell of a job getting up, but after they'd had about 5 pints at dinner time, they were quite full of beans.
Wow.
In 20 years, I've only ever had 2 calamities. One where a load of brick fell on top of a blacksmith shop and completely demolished it. And I thought, this is the end of my steeplejacking career.
Jesus.
I can laugh now, but I didn't then, When I come down, I was shaking all over, in the pub for a pint. But Mr. Courtall decided that what I'd wrecked weren't worth keeping anyway, so there were only a very small claim off the insurance people, you see. And then on another occasion, we put a big dinge in top of a brand new motor car that were parked up really with inside my piece of rope that I'd got round the bottom of the chimney, you see.
Oh, God.
It weren't really my fault, you see. I picked 2 bricks up and the wind took off a nice 3/4 of an inch thick bed of pretty stiff mortar, which went like an autogyro on the wind and, right over there about 100 yards and bush straight on.
When you look at videos like this from this era, I mean, it probably is the cameras, but it just puts... You look at Britain in this era, it's a very moody kind of thing, isn't it? Like it's never bright. Whenever you look at footage from the 70s, it's never bright footage. Everything looks, even during the day, wherever you're looking, it looks dark. Like there's a thin layer of black smoke covering everything. It's just a very moody vibe you get when you look at footage from this era, this decade. I mean, in the 60s, it's not so much, because there's still a lot of black and white footage from the 60s. And you can't really interpret brightness in black and white. But with this, you can. It just puts a very moody aspect to it. Does anybody else find that when looking at footage from the 70s in Britain? And it fits the era very well, the way you hear people talking about it, certain films that are set in that era, kind of fits it well.
Top of his new car.
I mean, look at that train, it looks like it's covered in coal. I like it, I'm not complaining, I like it, but...
So he wanted a new roof on his brand new Volvo. He wanted a new roof, bush straight on top of his new car, you see. So he wanted a new roof on his brand new Volvo.
Volvos aren't cheap either.
I have to have a third-party insurance policy for people like Courtalls. If I kill one of their operatives, I'm in dire trouble, you see. I mean, they'd commandeer my traction engine or something like that.
And that's another thing, he's knocking down the chimney that the scaffolding that he's stood on while he's working is attached to. That, again, on its own, no. I couldn't do this at
Insurance men and me don't mix, I mean, the thing is that I don't intend dying, it's a bit like being a motor car racer or this fella who jumps over cliffs on his motorbike. I bet he's not got a life insurance policy, if he has, it'll cost him a fortune. No, I don't really bother with that side of it, I know one thing, I ain't going to die, there's no doubt about that. I won't die in bed with my boots on.
God, it's that tall, you can't even see the bottom, it's just pitch black. It's like a bottomless pit. Oh, that's so chilling. Oh, that's the end. Do you know what it reminds me of? What it puts me in mind of is, when you see the pictures of the old New York skyscraper builders from the 30s? You just see them standing on scaffolds, on girders, 500-600 feet in the air, with nothing to hold them up but their own body weight. It's just, it reminds me of that. And it is that dangerous. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're at 200 feet or 600 feet. You fall, you're finished. So, you know, the only difference between those two heights is if you're at 200 feet, the people on the ground might be able to hear you screaming from the top, but at 600 you are. But yeah, it puts me in mind of that. It just, he's up there doing his job, no protection, no safety harness, no rope, nothing to hold him up or keep him from falling. You know, one stiff breeze, and he's he's done. One thing I want to know. Oh, he died in 2004. Fred Dibnah. Oh, he was a member of the British Empire. He deserves that at the least. Should have been knighted. Born in 1938, died on the 6th of November 2004, aged 66. Television presenter, Steeplejack, mechanical engineer. Born in Bolton, died in Bolton. Married 3 times. Chimney stacks. There's all around Byrne. Paid particular attention to steeplejacks on his way to school. So that's where it started. An inventive child, Dibnah and some friends designed a makeshift diving suit from a crisp tin, a cart in a tube and some piping. Well, he's an engineer, so that's what engineers do. They make things out of nothing. That's what they do. Incredible people. After being told to remove it from the local swimming baths, they tested it in one of the lodges, but were unsuccessful. Wow. What a legend. I'm really glad I watched that. That was really, really good. So there you go. That's my introduction to Fred Dibnah. So there's a part 2 of this, I think. Oh no. Oh no, that's laddering. So I guess we can do these 2 next, I suppose. If you want to see them, you know, I won't do them if you don't want to see them, but I really enjoyed that. It's just incredible to look back at people doing jobs like this back in those days, you know, when it was a completely different country back then. Men were men. You know, they didn't moan about it. I mean, look at the job that this guy's doing. I mean, if he were doing this job these days, his boss would be offering him a counsellor and, you know, but back then they just got on with it, and, you know, if they're having an off day, as he said, he'd go to the pub, have a few pints, go back to work. Different era, different people. Good people. Great people. Well, Northerners. Best people in the country. They just are. Anyway. Yeah, enjoyed that. So, thanks for watching. Make sure you like the video if you enjoyed it too, and subscribe for more. Recommend more content like this from good old Fred if you want to see it in the comments, and we'll get it done. You know, someone requested this, and I did it. So, if you want to see another one, then let me know. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.